Welcome everyone. This is class 7's third chapter, classification of organisms. It's second video or part 2 video, and today we will be discussing about several topics. Okay, they are nomenclature, binomial system of nomenclature, and units of classification. Okay, so I am requesting all of my students to open your biology book and open page number 28. Okay, so let's start. So in the previous video we have discussed about taxonomy, right? So what is taxonomy? It is a science that deals with the naming and classification of living organisms, right? And who is known as the father of modern taxonomy? Yes, Swedish botanist, famous Swedish botanist, physician and zoologist Carolus Linnaeus, right? Now, Carolus Linnaeus is also known as the father of modern botany. Now, what is botany? What is botany? Botany is a branch of science that deals with the study of plants around us. Botany is the science, it is the science that deals with the study of plants. Okay. Now, in 1758, Carl Linnaeus or Carolus Linnaeus devised a naming system in which an organism has two names, and this system of assigning two names to an organism is called binomial system of nomenclature. First of all, what is the meaning of nomenclature? What is the meaning of the word nomenclature? Nomenclature means what? Nomenclature, it is the system of naming living organisms. It is the system of naming organisms. It's called nomenclature. And in 1758, famous Swedish botanist Carolus Linnaeus devised a naming system, a special naming system in which an organism has two names. So, the system of assigning two names, point to be noted, two names to an organism is called binomial system of nomenclature. Binomial system of nomenclature. Okay. Now, in this system, in this binomial system of nomenclature, according to this system, an organism is known by two names. According to binomial system of nomenclature, an organism is known by two names. What are they? Generic name and species name, or it is also known as specific name. Generic name and species name. Okay. Now, what is generic name? What do you mean by generic name? That is the question now. Now, all the closely related organisms with very similar features, all the closely related organisms with very similar features have the same generic name. Okay. And genus, this is called the genus of that organism. Genus is always written first with an initial letter in capital. Okay, for example, the scientific name of lion and tiger, the scientific name of lion and tiger have the same generic name, that is Panthera, and it starts with the capital P. It is the genus name or generic name of lion and tiger, that is Panthera. It starts with capital P. This is all about generic name. Now, what do you mean by specific name or species name? What is this? This name distinguishes the organism from all other organisms. Listen very carefully. The species name or specific name distinguishes an organism from all other organisms, and the species name is always written in italics and its initial letter is always small letter. For example, the same example I am giving, lion and tiger. Okay, the species name of lion is Leo, Leo, so small l, small letter, okay, small l, and the tiger's species name is Tigris. So here the T will be written in small letter. Okay, so what will be the total scientific name of lion and tiger then? The scientific name of lion, which consists of the generic name and species name, that is Panthera leo. Okay, Panthera leo, capital P. This is the generic name, starts with a capital letter. Here it is written here capital P and small letter L. Okay, the species name. And always remember to give two separate lines in generic name and species name. Don't join this line. This is wrong. Two separate line. Give two separate line. Okay. What is the scientific name of tiger then? Panthera tigris. Okay, this is the binomial system of nomenclature. It is the system of assigning two names to an organism. Okay, this is the binomial system of nomenclature. Okay, now our topic of discussion is advantages of binomial system of nomenclature. So now we know what is the binomial system of nomenclature, but what are the advantages of this system? Now, long ago, when biology became a science, people used ordinary local names to identify common plants or and animals. Okay, so people used ordinary local names to identify different common plants and animals. However, language was a major constraint. The same organism has different names in different languages. So it is a big confusion, right? And the same organism has different names in different languages and dialects. This problem was resolved by Carolus Linnaeus, okay, who devised this binomial system of nomenclature. Now, this binomial system of nomenclature is accepted by the scientific community all over the world. Okay, and why? Because it has several advantages. First of all, this system avoids confusion. This system avoids confusion. How? Since every living organism is known by a single name all over the world, there is no confusion. Remember that example, Panthera leo. It is the scientific name of lion, right? So this name is accepted by all the scientists, okay, all the science community all over the world. So less confusion. Okay, so this first advantage of binomial system, that is, it avoids confusion. Second advantage of binomial system of nomenclature, that is, the names are generally related to some characteristics of the organism. The names which are given to the several organisms, they are related to some characteristics of the organisms. Okay, based on some characteristics of that organism. Okay, this is another advantage. And the third advantage of binomial system of nomenclature is an incorrect binomial name can be corrected. Yes. If we know, if there is only one specific name of any particular organism, so if that name is not written correctly, so that will be incorrect name of that organism. So we need to correct that name of that organism. So an incorrect binomial name can be corrected to its correct binomial name, correct binomial scientific name. So these three are the advantages of binomial system of nomenclature. Okay, now our topic of discussion is the units of classification. Okay, so grouping living organisms together by their similarities shows how one group is related to the another group and how modern organisms may have evolved. Each organism can be placed in different levels. Each organism can be placed in levels starting with the largest group, which is known as kingdom, then by phylum, class, order, family, genus, and lastly by species. So there are total 7 units of classification. 7, and they are species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, and kingdom. Okay, so there are 7 units of classification: species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, kingdom. Okay, now what are the definitions of these units? What are they? That we are going to learn now. Okay, species. First of all, species. It is the basic and smallest unit of classification. It is the basic and smallest unit of classification. And another important thing, a species is a group of organisms which can reproduce among themselves. In this group, in this level, species, which is the basic and smallest unit of classification, the organisms can reproduce among themselves. Okay? Now, What is genus? What do you mean by genus? A collection of species that resemble each other in their reproductive parts. In genus, there is a collection of species that resemble each other in their reproductive parts. That means the organism's reproductive parts are similar. Okay. Next one, next level, that is family. Family is a group of genera. Genera means genus. Okay. Family, it is a group of genera which resemble each other in their basic or general structure. Family, it is a group of genera which resemble in their basic or general structure. For example, a cat and a lion. They belong to the cat family. They belong to the same family, which is known as cat family, and scientific name is Felidae. Okay. These things in class 7 no need to read for exam, because questions will not come from this much depth. I am just giving you the concept. I am just making clear the concept. So the cat and lion, they belongs to the same family, Felidae. This is the cat family. This is the example. Now, what is the meaning of order here? It is a group of related families. Order is a group of related families. For example, all these flesh-eating animals, that means the carnivorous or the carnivores, they belong to the order Carnivora. Okay, so the carnivorous animals or the carnivores belongs to the order Carnivora. Okay, next one, next level, that is class. Related orders make a class. Related orders make a class. For examples, all these animals give birth to live young ones, and those who have milk glands, they belong to the class Mammalia. Okay. The next level, phylum. What is phylum? Different classes related by some common characteristics. Different classes related by some common characteristics constitute a phylum. For example, all these animals who have a backbone, they belong to the phylum Vertebrata. Okay. And the last one, what is kingdom? What do you mean by kingdom? Kingdom is the largest division of living things. Kingdom is the largest division of living things, and species is the smallest unit of classification. Okay, so the largest division of living things is called kingdom. All animals belong to the animal kingdom, which is an example, animal kingdom. Okay, so all the animals belong to animal kingdom. So these are all about the units of classification. Now here the second session of chapter 3 ends, and now it's time for your assignment work. Okay, so here is the assignment 2 of chapter 3 classification. First question, define nomenclature. Number 2, what do you mean by binomial system of nomenclature? Who devised this system of nomenclature? Number 3, write the advantages of binomial system of nomenclature. And number 4, what are the units of classification write the definitions of each of them. As this section it is not there in your textbook, I will provide you the definitions of these units of classification. So you need to check the version and try to write this one. What do you mean by binomial system of nomenclature? This definition is also not in your textbook, but for classification these things are very important. If you don't know about the units of classification and what are they, then it is very difficult to understand classification. That's why I am giving you these questions. Try to write, otherwise I am always there to help you. I will provide the answers, no problem. So this is the assignment work for you. So students, I hope this whole video session is helpful for you. I hope that all the things are now clear to you. Still, if you have any questions, you need to ask me. Okay, so students, take care. Happy learning. Goodbye.